Hello class, welcome back to my channel. We are asked to simplify 15 factorial over 11 factorial 4 factorial plus 15 factorial over 12 factorial 3 factorial. I know this is challenging and many students don't want to look into this. But here we are. Do you know that 20 factorial is the same thing as 19 factorial times 20? Yes, if you know this, let's start to solve this equation. The first thing to do is to be able to factorize this factorial. Once we are able to express them in factors, then the rest will be easier for us. Now, 15 factorial over 11 factorial 4 factorial plus 15 factorial over 12 factorial 3 factorial. We can find the LCM, and LCM under that will be 11 factorial 4 factorial 12 factorial 3 factorial. And in the same method, if we say 11 factorial 4 factorial in all these, we're going to have 15 factorial into bracket 12 factorial 3 factorial plus 12 factorial 3 factorial in all these, we're going to have 15 factorial multiplied by 11 factorial 4 factorial. If you are with me and you understand what we are doing, the question is becoming a solvable question. Like what I wrote up here, 20 factorial, if you know that 20 factorial equals 19 factorial 20 factorial, it will be easier for us to do this. Let's look at the factor. 15, let's take that out, 15 factorial. Put that in the big bracket. Then we know that there is 11 factorial here, there is 4 factorial here, 12 factorial here, 3 factorial here. If you are able to know how to factorize this out, it will be easier. So if you want to go into 11 factorial, this is the same thing as saying 11 factorial times 12, right? Based on what I have here. So times 3 factorial. I'll put this in bracket, plus this one we give 11 factorial 4 factorial in the big bracket all over 11 factorial 4 factorial 12 factorial 3 factorial. Again, we can adopt the same method here if we want to factorize 3 factorial and 4 factorial. So we're going to have 15 factorial into the big bracket 11 factorial times 12 factorial times 3 factorial plus this one 11 factorial. 4 factorial is the same thing as 3 factorial times 4. 3 factorial times 4. I close my big bracket. Everything over 11 factorial, 4 factorial, 12 factorial, 3 factorial. So in that way, we have this in common. We have 11 factorial, 3 factorial in common, 11 factorial, 3 factorial in common. We can take them out to join 15 factorial. So we have 15 factorial, 11 factorial, 3 factorial. So we're going to be left with 12 plus 4, right? Oh my God, it looks easy, man. 11 factorial, 4 factorial, 12 factorial, 3 factorial. So in that way, we're going to have this as 15 factorial, 11 factorial, 3 factorial, everything times 16 over 11 factorial, 4 factorial, 12 factorial, 3 factorial. So if you look at this, 11 factorial cancels 11 factorial, 3 factorial cancels 3 factorial. What are we left with? We are left with 15 factorial times 16 over 4 factorial 12 factorial, right? And something should come into our minds that 15 factorial 16 factorial, 20 factorial, 19 factorial, 20. So the same thing, 15 factorial, 16, we give 16 factorial divided by 4 factorial, 12 factorial. Well, we can stop in there, but still, we can still move ahead. We can leave our answer this way, but we can still move ahead because we know that 16 factorial is the same thing as saying 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 factorial divided by 4 factorial, 12 factorial. So this cancels this. So we are left with 16 factorial, we are left with 16 times 15 times 14 times 13. But what is 4 factorial? 4 factorial is the same thing as 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. And that is going to give us 24. Can we get 24 out of here? Yes or no? If we split this out, we're going to have, we can have 2 times 8, right? We can have 2 times 8 times 3 times 5 times 14 times 13 because I already found what I need. What I needed, I already found it. So I splitted this. In that way, I already have 4 factorial, which is 24, and 24 can be this. 24 can be that. So if this goes away, so we're going to have 2 times 5 times 14 times 13. And that one is going to give us 10. It's going to give us 140 times 13. We give 1820. That will give 1820. So the answer to this is 1820. I'm not really sure if this can also be converted into factorial. I can try that. Of which I know 5 factorial is 120. 7 factorial is 5040. Let's say, oh, no, it's fine. Let's say 6 factorial. Let's look at 6 factorial. 720. I know 7 factorial is 5040. Let's see. 7 factorial. Yeah, 7 factorial is 5040. So the answer is going to be 1820. Like I said, you can leave your answer in this expression or leave it in this way. Thank you very much. Please, I am begging you, subscribe to my channel. In that way, we can see a lot of this and we can enjoy ourselves together based on sending questions. I send out questions, and every time my video is being uploaded, you'll be able to be notified. Then you can watch the video. Thank you very much. Bye.